Andrew Marchand and Marchand Ourand, and the Sports Media Podcast this morning provides a Pac-12 update. The networks are still not showing any urgency to get a deal done at this time. Welcome to episode 189 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's go right into PATC Chalk Talk, Marchand and Ourand, Pac-12 update. I'm going to provide the bullet points. You can listen to the whole podcast in the link provided in the description box. Let's get to it. Let's not waste any more time. Talks between, again, I'm just providing the bullet points of the discussions in and around the Pac-12 meeting negotiations. An update provided by Sports Media Podcast. Talks between the Pac-12 and the CW were information discussions, not negotiation talks. Basically, it was one discussion, according to Marchand Ourand in this podcast. Just one discussion. Deal getting done between the Pac-12 and the CW is considered extremely unlikely, almost certain not to happen. So I would strongly advise everybody to cross off the CW as a potential linear network partner for the Pac-12. Also, networks Pac-12 are talking with at this time do not feel urgency to get the deal done. We let off this episode with that. Networks that the Pac-12 are talking with at this time, they have no urgency. They don't feel it, and they're not expressing it towards the Pac-12. There's no urgency to get a deal done. ESPN does not consider the Pac-12 content to be a must-have. This was repeated again in this podcast that was released this morning. If the Pac-12's price goes down, ESPN would be there to make a deal. To a lesser extent, this is true for Fox Sports as well. Now, we reported to you all that about a week ago, more than a week ago, now here at Peek Around the Corner, we did see some numbers at ESPN and Fox Sports. There were discussions, not offer made to Pac-12. And I got to tell you, those numbers are really low. I don't think George Kliavkoff can go down to those numbers. That's why I think George Kliavkoff is scrambling to get other potential linear network partners in this comprehensive deal whenever he can show it to the Pac-12 presidents. I think it's a very tough road to hoe for George Kliavkoff. We'll circle back on that. Marchand, I was told to watch Colorado. Did not expand on this comment. Again, in this episode, he talked about it a couple of days ago in the New York Post article. In this episode this morning, Sports Media Podcast, Marchand simply said, I was told to watch Colorado. Now, we at Peek Around the Corner, we speculated on this. Why did Marchand put this out there? Why was he specific on Colorado? Who did he get this information from? Of course, we do not know. I'm just speculating that Marchand felt comfortable enough to say, watch Colorado, and then today he says, I was told to watch Colorado. That's why he put it in the New York Post article. We believe, just speculation, just a theory, that he was told from someone who believes they have knowledge, ESPN knowledge, that ESPN, the Big 12, your mark, and Colorado are now in serious discussions about Colorado leaving the Pac-12 and joining the Big 12. This is why we believe, our theory on why Marchand felt comfortable enough to say this in a New York Post article and say it again in a podcast this morning. I was told to watch Colorado. Give me your thoughts and comments why you believe Marchand felt comfortable enough to say watch Colorado. Ourand expressed his idea once again that the Pac-12 should attempt to get a short deal done. A 3-year deal, then come back into market and hope ESPN is more interested in digital, is ready to offer more for content. 3 years from now. So get a deal done. Get a deal done. And it's got to be short. And I think it really has to be short to get Washington and Oregon on board. It's going to be for less dollars. It's going to be for less dollars in the Big 12, less exposure. But at least you can win on something. Get a short deal. Get back in the market 3 years from now before the Big 12 and see if you can sell your schools. I'm not saying the market will be better. ESPN might be more interested. Digital might be more on the come, right? Be more valuable. And finally, and this is the money shot. This is what they expressed at the end of the part where they're talking about the Pac-12 meeting negotiations. Will the deal and timeline be good enough to placate all Pac-12 schools? Deal is not close to getting done. It's not close. We're not going to wake up tomorrow and there's going to be an announcement from George Kliavkoff saying the deal's done. There is no deal to be made at this point. It could take months to get deal done. Again, networks are not showing urgency towards the Pac-12 content. So there you have it. Put down your comments and thoughts in the comments section below the video. Marchand and Ourand, they're just reiterating their points made weeks ago and then throwing in there, watch Colorado. Here's the problem that I see. There is no light at the end of the tunnel right now for Colorado president, for Arizona president, for the athletic directors, and other schools looking around to see what their best option is. They don't even have a light at the end of the tunnel. They do not know who their linear partner is going to be. They have no clue. For months they've been working on this. People have been saying, well, they still have time. They only have time if all the schools can be placated. I think those days are over. I think we're going to see something happening pretty soon. Again, at Peek Around the Corner on February 24th, we finally flipped the odds in favor. The chalk is now, since February 24th, that somebody in the Pac-12 conference was going to get poached, that more poaching was going to happen within the Pac-12. Give me your thoughts and comments as we sit here in the second week of April. Hang with us here at Peek Around the Corner as we keep hammering this story and others throughout college football. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.